Now, it says, the people of the ruler who will come will destroy the city and sanctuary. The Romans were the ones that destroyed the city and sanctuary in 70 AD. What this is telling us, this is based, I'm giving the information from other parts of the Bible. The Antichrist, who is the ruler who will come, he's going to come out of and rule the people of the Roman Empire. It was the Roman Empire that destroyed the city, that group of people. In the future, this Antichrist is going to be the leader of that group of people again. Somehow, the territories or whatever that used to make the Roman Empire is going to get together again, and this Antichrist is going to be their ruler, and he's going to come. And then, now it skips to the end times. Then the end will come like a flood. Now we're in the end times, in our future. War will continue until the end, and desolations have been decreed. He, the Antichrist, will confirm a covenant with many for 1/7. The Antichrist makes a peace deal with Israel for 7 years. In the middle of this 7-year peace deal with Israel that he makes, he will put an end to sacrifice and offering. He will come in and stop the Jewish religious practices that will be taking place in a newly rebuilt Jewish temple. It hasn't been rebuilt yet, but it will one day. Right in the middle of the 7-year peace deal, he's going to walk in the temple and stop the religious practices. Now, this is the abomination that caused desolation. He's going to talk a little bit more, and I'll explain more later in the Bible. And at the temple, he, the Antichrist, will set up an abomination that causes desolation, and until the end that is decreed is poured out on him. So this Antichrist in the temple is going to set up this abomination that causes desolation, and it's going to go on until God puts an end to this Antichrist. Okay, well, what is it? What is this abomination that causes desolation? And Jesus said, when you see this, run. We're going to learn a little more. A few pages later, we are in Daniel chapter 11. Daniel 11, verse 31, and he tells more, a prophecy about this Antichrist. His armed forces, the Antichrist armed forces, will rise up to desecrate the temple fortress. The Antichrist's forces will rise up to desecrate the future rebuilt Jewish temple. And they will abolish the daily sacrifice. They're going to stop the Jewish people from doing their sacrifice like they will begin doing again. Then they will set up the abomination that causes desolation. With flattery, he, the Antichrist, will corrupt those who have violated the covenant, but the people who know their God will firmly resist this Antichrist. All right, so he sets up this abomination that causes desolation in the temple. What is it? Well, it's finally clearly explained in Thessalonians, in the New Testament. Thessalonians chapter 2. So now we are in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1. And the title is the man of lawlessness. Whenever you hear the man of lawlessness, that's the Antichrist that is to come. Concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our being gathered together with him, we ask you, brothers and sisters, not to become easily unsettled or alarmed by the teaching allegedly from us. He's saying there's this teaching going around now during the Thessalonian times. They're saying the apostles were saying this, and he wants to let them know we didn't say this. This teaching allegedly from us, whether by prophecy or word of mouth or by letter, asserting that the day of the Lord has already come. So there is this false rumor going around that the apostles were saying, oh, the return of Christ already came. It's over with. It already happened. He said, that's not true. That's not true. His day did not come. It's still in the future. So it continues. 2 Thessalonians, now we are in chapter 2, verse 3. And he says, do not let anyone deceive you in any way. For that day will not come, the coming of Jesus Christ, until the rebellion occurs. There's going to be a great rebellion. It's called the apostasy, of falling away, where people turn away from following God. And the man of lawlessness is revealed, and the Antichrist at one point will be revealed to the world. The man doomed to destruction. Now, at one point, God is going to wipe out the Antichrist, but this Antichrist is going to literally bring hell on earth first before that happens. Let me, real quick, the Antichrist is not Satan. the Antichrist are two people, the beast, a military political leader, and the false prophet that Satan himself possesses and causes all this horrible stuff. And Jesus defeats him. And then later at the end of Revelation, Jesus defeats Satan. But these are two people possessed by Satan that has all this power, and they cause all this destruction. So the Antichrist, it says, he will oppose and exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped. So he puts himself above our God, right? What did Satan do? Satan said, I will put my throne above God in heaven. He wanted to be above God. And this Antichrist is going to do the same thing. He's going to put himself above God. And everything is worshiped. So that he sets himself up in God's temple, proclaiming him to be God. That is the abomination that causes desolation. The Antichrist will make a peace deal with Israel for 7 years. In the middle of the 7 years, 3.5 years into it, he abolishes all the religious practices of the Jews. He puts himself above God, and he walks in the temple and sits down on a throne there and says, this is what's going to take place. Not only am I the world leader, I am God. The abomination of desolation is the Antichrist in God's temple saying that he is God. That's the abomination. That causes desolation. How does it cause desolation? This is what he does. He says, I am God. And you, world, everyone, must worship me and follow me as God. And you must take a mark of loyalty to me on your forehead or on your hand. That's the mark of the beast, 666. That shows your loyalty to me. If you do not take this, you will not be able to buy or sell anything. You'll be basically starved out of society. And also, if I catch you without the mark of loyalty to me, I'm putting you to death. That is the abomination of desolation. The Antichrist walks in to God's temple, says, I'm God, follow me or die. So Jesus says, when you see this, and we will see it because we're in the age of television and internet, this isn't our future yet. All the world's cameras are going to be on him, and he walks into this temple and does this. Let me read it again. We're back again. How we started this was Matthew chapter 24, and we are in verse 15. Jesus says, so when you see standing in the holy place the abomination that causes desolation, spoken of through the prophet Daniel, let the reader understand, Jesus says. You understand it now, I explained it to you. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. He said, when you see the Antichrist in the temple saying he's God, run, run. That's what Jesus said. Let no one on the housetop go down and take anything out of the house. Let no one in the field go back and get your cloak. When you see this, get out of there. Run and hide. Don't even go back in your house to get anything. He said, how dreadful will it be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that your flight will not take place in the winter and the Sabbath, for there will be a great distress unequaled from the beginning of the world until now and will never be equaled again. Jesus said, from the moment the Antichrist walks in the temple and says, I am God, worship me as God or die, he said, it's going to be hell on earth. It's going to be the worst, horrible stuff on earth. It was never, ever that bad before. It's never going to be that bad again. Concentration camps, mass killings of everyone who won't follow him. Horrible, horrible things. And Jesus said, continues, Matthew